Let's take a look at this problem. Got square root of 20 x to the fifth y to the third times the square root of 18 x y to the fourth. Now I'm multiplying these together, so I'll put them underneath a single square root, multiplying them together. Now specifically I'll put the numbers together, 20 times 18, the x's, so x to the fifth times x, and the y's, so y to the third times y to the fourth. Now for the numbers, I'm not going to actually multiply those together. Instead, I want to do the prime factorization of each one. Now 20, if I start with my first prime, which is 2, is divisible by 2. 2 times 10. 2's prime size circlet. Now I go to 10. 10 is divisible by 2. 2 times 5. 2's prime size circlet and 5's prime size circlet. So we're going to have 2 times 2 times 5. Now 18. I start with my first prime, which is 2. It's divisible by 2. 2 times 9. 2's prime size circlet. Now I'm still on my first prime, which is 2, and 9 is not divisible by 2, but I go to my next prime, which is 3, and it is divisible by 3. 3 times 3. And both of those are prime size circle them. So that'll be 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, now the x to the fifth times x, that's x to the sixth. And y to the third times y to the fourth is y to the seventh. Now I'm going to rearrange the numbers. Put all the 2's together. So I got 2 times 2, or 3 2's. 3's together. So I got 2 3's and a 5. So I got 1 5. X to the 6th, y to the 7th. Now your index is whatever number's in the slot right here. That's your index. And by default, if there's no number there, it's by default 2. Now first off, that 2 tells us how many we're looking for. So since the index is 2, we're looking for a pair of somethings. Here's a pair of 2's, so they're going to come out in front. And here's a pair of 3's, they're going to come out in front. Now when they come out in front, they come out with multiplication in between them. So we got 2 times 3. Now we're left with the 2 inside, so that stays there. Actually, we got a 5 too, also, don't we? Yeah, 3 2's, 2 and 3. Okay, so that's what's left inside. Now let's look at our x's. To figure out how many x's come out, what you do is you take the power on the x, which is 6, divide by your index. Remember, the index is number in the slot right here. 60 divided by 2 is 3 with a remainder of 0. This is old style division with a remainder. Now this tells you how many come out, and this how many stays in. So that means we're going to have 3 x's come out, and no x's stay inside. Now for our y's, we take our power, which is 7, divided by our index, which is 2, and that gives us 3 with a remainder of 1. So this is how many come out, and this is how many stay in. So we're going to have y to the third, and then we'll have 1 y stay in. Now instruction says assume that all variables represent non-negative values. What that's telling us is that we don't have to worry about these being negative. You can't have a negative number come out of a radical. So 2 times 3 is 6, x to the third, y to the third. And we're left with 2 times 5, which is 10, y inside. And that'd be our answer.